One of the most anticipated rematches in New Gen. Akaza stares down Tanjiro, and as you can see, Tanjiro is beyond mad. Like, this is one of his biggest ops, probably the biggest op besides Muzan. Akaza goes to punch Tanjiro, but surprisingly, Tanjiro dodges. And while Akaza and Giyu are surprised by this, Tanjiro goes to cut off Akaza's arm. And as we can see, he's successful in doing it, so the strength gap between Akaza and Tanjiro has closed. Well, somewhat, because as soon as Tanjiro turns around, we see that Akaza is right behind him. Don't sleep on Akaza, man. But surprisingly again, right before his head's about to be taken clean off, Tanjiro dodges and even manages to cut Akaza's face right across the face. Even Giyu says it would be an overstatement to say that Tanjiro is not equal to a Hashira. So yes, by Giyu himself, Tanjiro is now Hashira level. And Giyu remembers when he first met Tanjiro and how much he's grown. I mean, he really has grown a lot, guys. We see that Shinjiro, yes, Rengoku's father, and Tengen, our boy Tengen is not retired yet, are guarding Ubuyashiki's son. And they go on to compliment the young boy and how good he is at running this. I'm sorry, Tengen, man, you thought you were retiring. I guess you're brought back into it. Anyway, we also see that Nezuko has grown sick, and they question if she will really become a human again. We then switch back to Akaza, who does his little like snowflake stomp ability. To be honest, probably one of the coolest abilities I've ever seen in New Gen. Technique development, also a really important technique. Hang on to this. Giyu is the first to jump in, and Akaza's excited because he hasn't encountered a water Hashira in 50 years. Tanjiro also tries to attack Akaza, but surprisingly, Akaza just immediately dodges. And before Tanjiro can even react, Akaza is right behind him, gonna slice off his head. Luckily though, Giyu hops in and saves Tanjiro, but Akaza's arm immediately grows back. Akaza then hits Tanjiro with an uppercut, and as we can see, that did some damage. Even Tanjiro himself says that only barely grazed me and I'm bleeding this much. Yeah, Akaza's not playing games. Akaza is having the time of his life fighting these dudes, and he asks Giyu, "What's your name?" But of course Giyu won't tell him his name, so Akaza just kicks him away. Sends this dude flying through the Infinity Castle. Of course Tanjiro fumbles and yells for Giyu, and you just told Akaza Giyu's name, Tanjiro, like come on now. So Tanjiro is left to fight Akaza by himself, and as we can see, he's not doing so hot. But then Akaza takes a break and says, "Yo Tanjiro, I'm glad I killed Rengoku because he didn't want to become a demon. He was not going to grow anymore. He's a weakling." Akaza goes on to say that he despises weaklings, and of course Tanjiro's not having any of that. He explains that the law of nature basically plucks the weaklings. But come on, Tanjiro does not have time for that kind of talk. He's locking in. He is there to protect the weak. And of course Akaza not having that. So stay tuned for part 2 of this fight. It's only going to get more insane from here. This is probably one of my favorite fights in manga. So good.